What if the moon was made of actual cheese? This question comes from astrophysicist Dr. Marcus Chen, who asks, if our moon was literally composed of cheese instead of rock and metal, with the same mass and orbital characteristics, how would this affect Earth's tides, space exploration, and the fundamental chemistry of our solar system? Let's imagine that tomorrow morning, astronomers worldwide make an impossible discovery. Spectral analysis reveals that the moon's surface isn't composed of regolith and basalt, but rather an aged, hard cheese similar to Parmesan, with softer varieties like Gouda and cheddar in the interior. The moon maintains its exact mass and gravitational pull, but it's now 384,400 kilometers of actual dairy product orbiting our planet. The immediate scientific implications would be staggering. Cheese is an organic compound containing proteins, fats, and complex molecules that shouldn't exist in the vacuum of space. The moon's surface temperature ranges from 127 degrees Celsius in sunlight to minus 173 degrees Celsius in shadow, conditions that should have either melted or frozen any cheese into an unrecognizable state eons ago. Yet somehow, this celestial dairy will remain perfectly preserved and structurally intact. Within the first week, space agencies would be frantically revising all lunar mission plans. The Apollo lunar modules had been designed to land on solid rock, not on a surface that might be soft, crumbly, or unpredictably textured. Future moon landings would require entirely new technology, perhaps something resembling a giant cheese grater or specialized dairy handling equipment rather than traditional landing gear. But here's where the physics gets really interesting. Earth's tides would remain exactly the same because the moon's mass hasn't changed, but the moon's internal structure would be completely different. Cheese has a much lower density than rock, which means our cheese moon would actually need to be significantly larger than the current moon to maintain the same gravitational pull. The night sky would be dominated by an enormous, pale yellow orb roughly twice the size we're accustomed to seeing. The most immediate crisis would be bacterial. Cheese is a biological product created by bacterial fermentation, and those bacteria would still be present throughout the moon's structure. In the vacuum of space, most of these microorganisms would be dormant, but any space mission that brought samples back to Earth would risk introducing alien cheese bacteria into our ecosystem. NASA would need to develop unprecedented quarantine procedures for dairy-based space contamination. More surprisingly, the moon's cheese composition would make it incredibly valuable. Assuming standard Earth cheese prices, our moon would be worth approximately $10 quintillion, more than the entire global economy multiplied by a billion. This would immediately trigger international conflicts over lunar mining rights, with nations scrambling to claim sections of the most expensive celestial body in human history. The cultural impact would be profound. Every human civilization has myths and stories about the moon, but none had imagined it was literally made of food. Religious interpretations would vary wildly. Some would see it as divine provision, others as cosmic absurdity. The cheese moon would become either the ultimate symbol of abundance or a cosmic joke that undermines humanity's sense of cosmic significance. But after 6 months of living with a cheese moon, scientists would notice something disturbing. The moon would be slowly shrinking. Analysis would reveal that solar radiation is gradually sublimating the cheese directly from solid to gas, creating a thin atmosphere around the moon composed of vaporized dairy particles. Earth would occasionally experience cheese rain as these particles fell through our atmosphere. Here's where the story takes its unexpected turn. After a year of intensive study, researchers would discover that the moon's cheese isn't random, it's been carefully engineered. The cheese contains complex molecular structures that don't exist in any terrestrial dairy products. These structures appear to be designed to survive in space and serve a specific function. The shocking truth would emerge: the cheese moon is actually a massive biological computer. The bacterial cultures throughout its structure aren't just fermenting dairy, they're performing incredibly complex calculations. The entire moon has been transformed into a living, thinking entity that's been silently observing and analyzing Earth for thousands of years. Even more remarkably, the cheese composition would prove to be the most efficient possible medium for this biological computation. The fat molecules provide energy storage, the protein structures serve as organic circuits, and the bacterial cultures act as living processors. Whoever created this system chose cheese not as a joke, but as the optimal material for building a planetary-scale biological supercomputer. The final revelation would be that this moon computer has been protecting Earth from asteroid impacts for millennia. Its bacterial networks can detect incoming cosmic threats and subtly alter the moon's orbit to intercept dangerous objects before they reach Earth. The cheese moon isn't just a bizarre astronomical anomaly, it's been humanity's secret guardian. using its gravitational influence to shield us from extinction-level impacts. The most profound twist would be the discovery that Earth itself shows signs of similar biological engineering. Analysis would reveal that certain bacteria in Earth's oceans contain the same impossible molecular structures found in the Moon's cheese. Our entire planet has been part of the same vast biological computer network, with the cheese moon serving as its primary processing center. The day we discovered the Moon was made of cheese would mark humanity's first contact with an intelligence so advanced that it turned an entire satellite into a protective supercomputer disguised as dairy products, revealing that we've been living under the care of cosmic shepherds who communicate through fermented milk.